Hello friends, welcome back to another reading vlog. I'm really excited for today's video. I'm going to be taking you through what I read in a week as a full-time working girly. Most girls that I see do this work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. That is not my schedule. I have a really bizarre schedule. I work 4/10s and currently my schedule is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. That is actually changing soon to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but that's neither here or there. Just know that I work 4 days a week on a 10-hour shift. So today I meet you on one of my days off. Today is Wednesday, and I'm gonna be taking you through 5 days. We're gonna go from Wednesday to Sunday. I wanted to do these days because with this lineup, I have 2 working days and then 3 non-working days. And I will just warn you, like my working days, what I read is extremely varying. There's honestly not a lot of rhyme or reason, so just keep that in mind, that everything is not always consistent. If I'm in a good book, I will probably read more. If I'm not in a good book, I'll probably read less. You know the drill. In my last video, I did a quick little book haul of some recent books I got. A lot of these are on my monthly TBR, so I do want to hit a couple of these this week. I do know for certain though that what we're starting off with today is Powerful, and I'm feeling hopeful that we'll be able to finish this in one day. Now typically do I read a book in a singular day? No, but since this is a novella, the text is big, these pages are short, we'll be able to get through this today. The other books that I'm most excited to read next are probably these two. Luckily, they're both on my TBR for this month, so I am very encouraged to get to these quickly. I like both of these because they're both short. So these are most likely the books I will read this week, but who knows? I am known to get off track and just mood read whenever I feel like it. We don't know for sure what's coming next. I really was tempted to pick this up last night and start reading, but I wanted to take you guys along, so I held off, but now it is time to start this. I'm gonna get a few chapters in, and then I do want to go to the gym. Luckily, this book is on Spotify audiobooks, so I probably will also listen to this while I'm at the gym, which will just help me get through it quicker. The audiobook for this is literally only 6 hours long, and at minimum, you can read at double the speed of an audiobook. So this should just be like a couple hours that we spend reading this. But I am so excited to continue the story through the Powerless world. Time to hop into this one, and then Reckless. The second book in the series just came out, so I'm very excited for that. Who knows, depending on how this ends, maybe we'll go into Reckless. Who knows? I don't have any concrete plans for the week, so we will see where life takes us. Let's go ahead and hop into Powerful. Wanting to do a little update because right now I'm watching a Sophie Jane vlog where she's reading Powerless, and she started reading off some of Kai's lines, and she was like, basically anything this man says I'm eating up. I just couldn't stop smiling. I feel so heard. Guys, if you haven't read Powerless, you must. Kai Azar is amazing. A little update on Powerful. This book is literally flying by. I feel like I've hardly read anything and I'm already almost 40% of the way done. So this little novella can like literally be read in 2 to 3 hours. It's so short, but already I'm loving being back in this world. Still just love this author's writing. Just so many quotable lines. Like, I don't know how she does it. So low key, I think once we finish this, we're going into Reckless. I just need to know what happens. I don't anticipate it being a 5-star read just because it is so short. Nothing against the book. I just don't think we have enough time to develop the characters. Like Adina's relationship with Mac, it does feel very quick and their feelings are coming very quickly, when in Powerless, I mean, it was slowest of slow burns, and it just made you love the characters' relationship that much more. This one's moving a lot quicker, but I would still totally recommend up at this point. So check back in with you guys later. That hurt as much as it did the first time. Yep. So it goes without saying that we are definitely reading Reckless next. Good news is we finished a book, but at what cost? Oh my God, that hurt. I'm curious if you can hear the bullfrogs in the background because they are so loud tonight. I want to do a reading update for day 1 because it is 12:20 and I'm going to bed soon. I got to chapter 9, page 59 of Reckless. So with 59 pages of Reckless and 245 pages of Powerful, we read 304 pages today. Pretty sure that math is correct. I would say 304 pages is probably a little bit more than normal. If I'm going to read a lot of pages, it is on the days that I have off. 300 pages is a good bit. I am enjoying Reckless so far, even though not a ton has happened. There's kind of a little bit of cat and mouse going on right now, but nothing too crazy has happened. I'm so tired. Thank you for following along for day 1. Let's see what tomorrow has in store. This book is so good. 22% and things are getting crazy. Oh my God. Friday morning and I want to give you a reading update from yesterday. So we ended yesterday at page 194 and the day prior we had ended at 59. So that takes our total pages read to 135, which I would say is pretty on par for working days. Even though I am loving the story, I did just like have to tap out at the end of the day because I was just so tired. 135 pages is what I managed to read during the morning, on break, in between items, and then a little bit at night. I haven't read anything yet today because I wanted to give you guys an update first, but we are right at 50% of the way done, and my Kindle says that like just over 2 hours left of this book, so we will definitely finish it today. Don't get me wrong, I am loving this book. I absolutely love the dynamics of these two. However, we are stuck in just like a very repetitive loop. Kind of nothing has happened. We're just going in circles, a little bit of cat and mouse. one person has the upper hand, then the other person has the upper hand, then neither of them have the upper hand, then both of them have the upper hand, then one of them has the upper hand. Like, we're just kind of going in circles. And I was curious whether this was going to be the end of the series or if this was the middle book and this is actually a trilogy. Did confirm this is a trilogy. So the last book, I think it's called Fearless, comes out in April of 2025. So I fear we are going to end this book on a cliffhanger. I don't know, like, we have two inevitables battling each other and one of them needs to win. I don't really know how this book is going to wrap up, but I don't think that it's going to be like satisfying or comforting in any way. I think it's just going to leave me with even more questions. So we will see. That is my update. We'll see you guys hopefully whenever I finish Reckless. I knew it. I knew what was going to be the ending of this book, but that didn't make it any less. Ugh. This book leaves you with the same feelings at the end as book one does. So I will be very curious on how the third and final book rounds us out. Kai is still like my favorite character ever. I still love him. But I don't know if this book is a 5 stars. Like, I love this book because I love the characters, but the plot wasn't 5 stars for me, and certainly not the pacing. I really loved like the first 30% and the last 20%, but the middle half really dragged, and it literally was just like circles, 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 circles. So much of the same. Not much was achieved in this book. Like, almost next to nothing. I don't feel like it was overly long. I just don't feel like enough happened in the plot. We could have weaved more into it, but damn. I cannot believe I have to wait until April of next year. That sucks. That sucks really bad. My initial rating for this is 4.5. But I'm gonna sit with it. It's definitely between a 4 to a 4.5 because I did thoroughly enjoy the book. It's not a 5. Gonna need a little bit of decompression time now after this one. The Kindle says that this book is 390 pages, but that's like definitely overshooting it because of the acknowledgements and like about the author. Okay, it looks like this book actually ends on page 377. So let's do a little bit of math here. Where did we start today? We started today on 194. So 377 minus 194, 183 pages to round out this book. The day is still young. I could read more. Not gonna lie, I do like to savor in the feeling that is finishing a book because it's a dopamine hit like no other. And this book was kind of a roller coaster of emotion. So at minimum, we'll have read 183 pages today. I will let you guys know if I end up picking up something else. Since neither of these books were on my TBR, I am inclined to read something else from my TBR. However, I have a lot of YA fantasies on my TBR this month and I don't want to hop into another fantasy. So most likely if I were to pick something up, it would be a novel love story by Ashley Poston. Luckily that is short, so if I read it today and tomorrow we could finish it. And it would feel really good to finish 3 books in 1 week. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll catch you guys later. Hello friends. I thought it was about time I talked to you about a novel love story since I did not talk to the camera at all yesterday. Hunter and I were just enjoying our Saturday, as we should. As of right now, Saturdays are the only days we have off together, so we very much treasure the time. Moving forward, we get Thursdays and Saturdays off, so excited about that. But all of that to say, talking to the camera wasn't a big priority yesterday, but I did make sure to read some. So I made a pretty good dent in a novel love story. One thing I will say right off the bat is this book reads really fast. I feel like I probably only read 3 hours yesterday, maybe 3.5, and I got to page 339. So this reads super quick. It's also on Spotify audiobooks. So once I was getting to the last few chapters last night and was kind of losing momentum, losing steam, I just listened to a couple chapters and that helped. As of right now, I only have like 120 pages left. So let's talk about the plot. Our main female character's name is Elsie, and on her way to a cabin where her and her friends have like a reading book club weekend yearly, she gets lost on her way there. She gets stuck in a storm, her car breaks down, and she ends up in this town that feels vaguely familiar. And as she's going along, meeting people, seeing locations, she realizes that she's in the town of her favorite book series. So she like knows who all of the characters are, she knows the diner, she knows what's on the menu, she knows who owns the car shop, like she knows everybody in this town through and through, but none of them realize that they're actually in a novel. I guess the whole like issue in this book is the novel series that she's stuck in has 4 books out, but the author died while writing the 5th book. The whole plot is that these character stories are unfinished. So some things start to go wrong within the town that her and our male main guy character are trying to fix. But obviously, since she's not a part of the novel, she's causing these ripples in the story and is like changing the course of these characters' lives. And literally, like, that's all there is to it. This book, the plot is not super dense. I don't mind it. Like, it's super cozy. It's cute. It's sweet. Ashley Poston's writing is very comforting and easy to read. For me right now, I think it's sitting at like probably about a 4 stars. I know a lot of the book girlies are rating this fairly low. Like a lot of people are pretty disappointed by this. And I think it's because the 7-year slip that Ashley Poston released last year was just so highly raved about. Like so many people gave it 5 stars and it was their favorite book ever. I liked the 7-year slip, and honestly it gives me a lot of similar feelings to this, where it's just like cozy, cute, fun, magical realism, low stakes. I gave the 7-year slip 4.5 stars just because I think I like the setting a bit more. That story took place in New York City. This takes place in, I mean, it's not a real town, it's called Elorton, which I think is like upstate New York, I think. But it feels like literally just like any Hallmark town you would ever watch about or read about. So like mentioned, we got to page 239. I am going to attempt to read this throughout my breaks, in between items. Luckily, with it being a Sunday, it's a pretty slow day at work, so I'm hoping to get this done before dinner time. And then we'll see what I pick up next. I do have a nonfiction work-related book that I was thinking of reading throughout this week, so I might get a head start on that. So we will see. I just don't think I'm wanting another fantasy right away after this, and I feel like I'm just fantasied out right now. Maybe reading a nonfiction will help bring me back to reality a little bit, and then I'll be ready to hop in to some more craziness after that. But for now, let's go and finish this book. just finished a novel love story. I really liked this book. I thought it was so sweet and cute. I couldn't fault it. I really liked our male main character, our love interest, but I thought it was sweet. Kind of the town's problem of being stuck in one spot mirrors Elsie's life. And the book is about how she helps the town move forward, and in turn that helps her move forward in her own life and find love again and pursue her passion and stand up for herself. All of these great life lessons that are just tied up into this cute little story. I'm honestly thinking like 4.5. I really liked it. I don't know why a bunch of people have not liked this book as much. I think probably just like maybe a little bit too high of expectations. But yeah, this book was really cute. There's like not much else to say. It made me happy. It was easy to read. It was quick to read. And I had a dang good time. So thank you, Ashley Poston, for not only this adorable cover, but this really cute love story. 10 out of 10 would recommend. For our number of pages so far, since we ended at 238 yesterday, and this book, if you don't count the acknowledgements or the reading guide at the end, it actually ends on page 357. So that would be 119 pages read. It's not even dinner time yet, so I definitely have time to read more throughout today. So I'm gonna go into this book because, like mentioned, I'd like to read this throughout this week at work. This book is very lovely and short. It's only 177 pages long. It looks like I've previously tried to pick this up before because I have a page dog-eared. Literally page 8, so didn't get very far last time. Let's see what we can do this time. Maybe I'll try and shoot for like chapter 4 because that's page 55, but we'll see. Weirdly enough, this is rated like super low on Goodreads. This is like my lowest rated book on my want to read list on Goodreads. I don't know what has people not liking this book so much, but I will let you know my thoughts. I have been known to DNF a self-help book or two, so we'll see. I feel like I should be able to push through it even if it's not great just because it is so short. But that is my update for midday on Sunday. So with that said, I will catch you guys later. It is about that time. It is about that time to wrap up this video. We are at Sunday evening. I will not be reading anymore for the day. So let's do a recap of the books we read this week. To start us off strong on Wednesday, we read Powerful, the novella by Lauren Roberts after Powerless. This book was an extremely short and easy read, 245 pages, really good. I love Lauren Roberts' writing. Something about the way she writes words just clicks in my brain. Would 100% recommend this series. I ended up giving this 4 stars just because it is so short and sweet. Maybe not as much emotional depth as I would have liked for the characters and their romance, but overall, so enjoyable. Would still 100% recommend. Once we finished this, we went into Reckless by Lauren Roberts. And since I didn't start that until Wednesday evening, I only read a little bit of that. I think I read like 15%. So in total for Wednesday, we read 304 pages. Continuing on into Thursday, we were still reading Reckless. This was a day where I had to work, so didn't have as much time for reading. Kind of just had to fit in reading where I could. Probably only read like 2 hours that day in total and read 135 pages. Friday I was off, so I had an opportunity to finish Reckless. On Friday I ended up reading 183 pages to round it off. Same things I just said about Powerful. Love Lauren Roberts' writing. Loved that I got to get another glimpse into Kai and Peyton's story. Absolutely love Kai. Overall, the middle of this book really dragged for me, so I was really stuck between do I give this a 4 or 4.5. Ultimately, I decided to give it a 4.25 because I just literally couldn't choose in between. 4 felt too low, 4.5 felt too high. Ended up giving 4.25 for Reckless, and I am so excited for book 3 to come out next year. Saturday, day 4 of our weekly reading, we started reading a novel love story by Ashley Poston. I didn't take much footage this day because Hunter and I were just enjoying our Saturday together, but I got through about 2/3 of this book really quickly. This is a very easy read, and for Saturday we read 238 pages. And that brings us to today, Sunday. Read 119 pages to finish out this book. Like I mentioned earlier, I loved this. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 stars. I loved the mirroring that was going on between our main character's personal life and then the book series life as well. I thought things rounded out really nicely. I thought there was a good amount of character growth with our female main character. And I liked the love interest. Some amazing quotes, some amazing lines in here. The only book I have left to read by her as of now is The Dead Romantics, which was her first book, and I am looking forward to reading that. Hopefully this fall time. All of Ashley Poston's books would be amazing to read in fall because they have that magical element. They're very cozy, they're very sweet. Overall, I would say amazing fall reads, but I'm not mad that I read this in summer. Then at the very end of today, I ended up starting Leading Gracefully, which is by Monique Tallon. This is a self-help nonfiction mainly geared towards women in leadership. This book is mainly about women tapping into feminine traits that will assist in their leadership journey. Whenever we think of leaders or leaderships in present day corporate America, we think of a lot of masculine traits, but what she's trying to prove is actually people and companies respond much better to feminine traits being interweaved in leadership. So she's created this feminine leadership model, a little sneak peek of what it looks like. The model combines 7 female strengths and then 4 masculine traits to help you develop a more balanced leadership style, because too feminine of leadership style probably won't get you the results you want. Too masculine of leadership style probably also won't get you the results you want, so you want to balance both. This book is intended as a self-coaching guide to help you develop the capacity to lead using a new approach. 55 pages into this. I only counted as I read to page 53 because that's where like the actual words end is on page 53. And there's a blank page. And then this is the start of 55. So probably read this for less than an hour today, but just kind of got the introduction to everything. From here, I'll actually be learning about the different traits that she talks about within the model and how to implement them. I like this book so far. I feel like she's established enough credibility for me to want to read what she has to say. What is cool and I do like is there's a lot of different exercises you can do and like different journal prompts, a lot of self-reflection. Have I done any of the exercises? No, but it's the thought that counts. So taking 53 pages of this and the rest of a novel love story, I read 172 pages today, and that takes our grand total for the week, drum roll please, 1,032 pages read. Love it. I really wanted to break 1,000, so this feels good. If I didn't read any of this, I would have been just shy of 1,000, and honestly that would have bugged me so much more than just like reading this for an hour. But I do want to state, like if I were to just tell someone, oh, I read 1,000 pages in 5 days, that sounds crazy, but it's really not. It's really not that hard to read this much. Most days I read probably between 2 to 3 hours. It didn't take away from my day at all. It didn't take away from my ability to relax, to enjoy time with Hunter, to decompress, to go to the gym, to work. Still able to incorporate reading so easily. I actually started reading a lot again because I knew I was becoming way too addicted to my phone and way too addicted to YouTube. I would just watch it for hours and hours and hours and hours. And so when I first started reading again, it was really hard for me to concentrate, and I literally would be like, okay, if you read 3 chapters, you can watch a YouTube video. And then it just grew from there. Whenever you're stuck in a good book, it's like, okay, I can read 5 chapters of this before I want to go take a break and do something else. And I'm still enjoying myself. What I use YouTube for is a form of escapism. It's mainly how I decompress. If I've had a stressful day and I don't want to think about it, no, I go to YouTube. But books do the exact same thing. It allows me to escape the stress of life, go to a fictional world with characters I love, and just feel good. It makes me happy. I would say to whoever is still watching this, and if you're still watching, you're a real one, next time you want to pick up your phone, pick up a book instead. I promise you a good book will do the exact same thing to which TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of these other things provide you. A good book will do the same thing. And who knows, you might learn a thing or two along the way. So that is my TED Talk. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still watching, love you lots. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye guys.